Hey guys, it's Oricon back for another video, and I wanted to talk about the next gen consoles a little bit and kind of where I'm at as a collector. So, I've been trying to get rid of some of the games. I've been buying new games, the typical stuff. But I'm trying to kind of get rid of enough PS1 games so that they fit on basically just this area. There's some more over here that is quite not fitting, so I'm trying to slim it down so that they do fit in there. I've also been doing some reorganizing and moved about half of my PSP games, so I'll be going through these PSP games and trying to get rid of some that I don't want. And really, this kind of goes into my topic for today, which is the PS5 and the Xbox One X or whatever. But you know, I definitely had a phase where I would just buy anything that's cheap and quickly realize that wasn't tenable. And so I'm trying to really slim everything down to things that I can look at and have in my collection and be glad to have like the physical copy. So, for example, this Himiko Den is a game I probably will keep, even though it's a pretty bad game, at least as far as I could tell. Like the graphics are really bad. The whole weird simulation gameplay is kind of clunky, but I like the cutscenes, I like the character design, and it's fully voiced. And I like the cover. And so, nowadays, every generation, they give you less and less of a reason to buy physical copies. I think pretty much the golden age kind of ended with the PS3. I mean, this is not a PS3 game, but just to kind of illustrate, up till the PS3, you know, the the, the the design was, the cover was designed so that it emphasizes the cover art, and that the platform is supposed to be discreet. And of course, in Japan, they released those puke yellow best covers to make it look as ugly as possible, to make you feel guilty for not buying the original version on purpose, I'm sure. But otherwise, there's definitely something to be said for aesthetics. And then, of course, we go to the Vita era, and where everything turned blue, and that was around the time when they stopped putting manuals. And so, again, like I said, every generation they give you less of a reason to buy these physical games. And so I'm playing through this game right now. Actually played about 10 hours just for the first prologue chapter, but as you can see, no manual. Now I did foolishly also buy the PS4 version, but I did after realizing that this actually came with a manual. Now it's not a thick manual, it's probably only like 5 or 6 pages, but I appreciate having the manual. And so what I've done is basically, without the manual, I've kind of converted to mostly buying collector's edition, so at least you get something as opposed to just a CD in a case. And so, I got Girlfriend pretty recently for a pretty cheap price, under $30. And again, so the whole point is to have, a physical copy that you can look at and, feel joy, tokimeki, right? And, I'm not super big fan of the PS4 and the Vita blue covers. I think the blue case looks cheap. It's like a flea market blue tarp. But depending on the situation, it could work, right? It's not terrible. Like, look at how I prefer clear, I prefer dark, I prefer muted colors. And that's why I can't stand that Peggy logo. So, like, I really like the zero black and white. I prefer that. And sometimes, sometimes I kind of decide on buying Switch versus PS4 just solely on how it looks. I'm not a super big fan of the Switch logo. It's like red. it really stands out. It's jarring. But in this, for example, East Origin, you know, it doesn't look bad. The PS4 has like a blue border, and so I can go with the Switch version for in some cases, especially if they're kind of ports of older games. But I'll have to say, with the PS5, I'm pretty much done with PlayStation. The PS5 cover is horrendous. You know, you take the blue, which I originally already was not a fan of, and put an ugly white border on it. I mean, it may sound petty to some, but at this point, as you can see, I have plenty of games to play. So I will be skipping out on the PS5. I'm not going to be going to the green Xbox, though I do have Xbox 360 games. Yeah, it's not something that I'm going to go into, since pretty much all Xbox games will be on PC anyway. So in terms of collecting, I'm pretty much going to just stick with up to PS4 generation is my plan now. I might think about things maybe for the PS6. Who knows? But it's obvious to me that PlayStation is. We're not going the same direction, So we're just gonna have to part ways. I am gonna have to say goodbye to Sony Japan and say hello to, and no thank you to Sony California. So, what do you guys think? That's pretty much all I wanted to kind of discuss. As you can see, I did buy a couple of new games, but it's going to be a lot easier for me to be able to start kind of cutting back, I think. They even announced the PS5 version of Rise Atelier, and no interest in that. But in terms of these like memories off, like I had to buy this used because it's really expensive now. But I think I'm pretty happy with what I have so far, and so I think I'll be done for the foreseeable future. And do let me know, for the 2 or 3 of you that watched this, what you think, and I will see you guys next time.